Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here coming at you from Moab, Utah. This is the Easter Jeep Safari Week, and this is the 2017 Jeep Compass. We are having an opportunity to take this off-road, and we're calling it the Jeep Compass Adventure, and it's going to be on Boxcar Trail. That is all coming up next. Oh, and by the way, it's my first time driving this. This is sort of a ubiquitous engine. It's been around a lot of FCA products recently. It's the 2.4 liter multi-air Tiger Shark. This puts out 180 horsepower and 175 pound-feet of torque. It's hooked up to a 9-speed automatic transmission, which feeds all four wheels, although it is front-wheel drive bias. Now, if you look at the combined MPG, this baby gets 25 miles per gallon combined. Now, that's not bad. This is the same power plant that is available in the smaller, lighter Jeep Renegade. And it really does beg a question, is 180 horsepower enough? So Tommy and I haven't had an opportunity to really do just a Tommy and Nathan off-roading trip before, so this is a first. We don't have Roman creeping around in the background. Yeah, it's not a very challenging trail so far, and obviously they're not going to do anything crazy like giant boulders when you have a car-based crossover that has to tackle them. The tires, I like them, by the way. What are they, Falcons?
Yeah, they're Falcons. They're somewhat aggressive. We do get different wheels and tires on the Trailhawk version of the Compass, and we also have this kind of unique four-wheel drive system compared to a regular Compass. So we have 5 modes: auto, snow, sand, mud, and because we have the Trailhawk, it's of a rock mode and a four-wheel drive low, but it's not a true four-wheel drive low, right?
No, it holds first gear. Take a look down here. This is one of the reasons why the Trailhawk is the best version of this for off-roading. Ground clearance, 8.5 inches of ground clearance. That's not bad. And if you look, you actually have a lot of room in the wheel wells for articulation as well. So between the two things, it really does help with this thing going over medium-sized obstacles.
So Nathan, how does this drive?
Actually, it drives pretty good. I mean, okay, I've already made comments about it not quite having enough power. It could use another 20 horsepower.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, but I like the 9-speed. It's actually been acting really, you know, it's been behaving in a fairly predictable manner.
This year's TFL Easter Jeep Safari videos are brought to you by our friends at Black Forest, the off-road gear from Webasto. Why? Because they make cool things like this. Check it out, the Black Forest throwback top. How cool is that? If you want one of them, check it out at blackforestgear.com.
You know what I will say off-road though is they don't have a lot of articulation.
No, they don't.
And we're always on, you know, 2 or 3 wheels.
Yeah, even on the smaller obstacles, and that you brought it up, and it's a really good point. You're not going to be doing heavy off-roading in this vehicle anyway, but even minor off-roading, when you have to lift the wheel all the time, that means that that's one less tire that's providing, you know, grip and forward. Yeah, exactly. The overall design in the interior wasn't what I expected, because I thought that this would be like its platform, an extended version of the Renegade. Now, the Renegade had a lot of cutesy little things in there and lots of flashes of color and Easter eggs throughout, you know, with Jeep emblems and what have you. This doesn't have that. What this has is a interior that is fairly easy to live with, easy to use, comfortable. There are some components that are fairly good and some that are not, okay? So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. The one issue I do have is that the seats are not the most comfortable because the headrests kind of dig into you even if you put them all the way back. But otherwise, room front and rear is not too bad, much more than the Renegade, and it's a very mellow place to be. It's actually comfortable and quiet.
The one we're sitting in is $33,000.
It ain't cheap.
And for 33, you could have a four-door Wrangler, but this is going to be a lot more comfortable and better equipped than a four-door Wrangler.
Yeah, if you're driving on a daily basis,
this is much more comfortable.
This is a much more comfortable vehicle, and it's economical. It gets good gas mileage.
But would you get this vehicle over, say, a Renegade Trailhawk?
Ooh. Well, I like the Renegade because I think it's a really tidy size, but this does give at least the feeling of more legroom, and it has a little bit more utility because it is a longer vehicle. I like the way it looks too. I think it's actually pretty handsome, but that's a tough one. I think the Renegade Trailhawk is a little cutesy.
Yep.
And it has all of those Easter eggs. There's just like so many of them. This one, they dialed it back, and its overall demeanor is very mellow.
You know, it feels a lot more grown up actually than like the Renegade.
Exactly.
A lot more mature.
Well guys, I had a really good time. This is a fantastic area to go off-roading, especially for those of you who haven't really pushed it and can't really push it. This is a great vehicle for it. I do not recommend a standard crossover. I do recommend something that has good height and good tires. But it was a great time. For the Fastlane Card, this is Nathan Adlin. Don't forget to go to tflcar.com for news, views, real-world reviews, and a lot of Moab coverage.